No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, so when it comes to the Black Clover series as it stands right now with the manga, Yuki Tabata has created a serious problem, and I'm looking at the latest stuff, in particular with chapter 324, and I'm definitely seeing some things that is like, wow, Yuki Tabata has really outdone himself and taking it to a level that is kind of like unfathomable at this particular point in terms of the power scaling of his latest, or the, seemingly final villain of Black Clover, Lucifero. Because as it stands right now, one of the things that has been pushed throughout the last couple months of chapters is the fact that Lucifero is crazy strong and clearly in a whole different class and caliber than any of the Magic Knight captains, even combined. We've seen that he's literally cleaned the clocks of all of the Magic Knight captains of the Clover Kingdom in general. He's bodied them time and time again, even as many times as Mario Leona was getting up. It took that her body had to give out on her because she can't, you know what I'm saying? She's at the end of the day still human, despite the fact that she took out an ancient demon or whatnot. It just showed that Lucifero is in a different stratosphere than any of them. And for a while I was digging it until it's starting to become way more apparent that, holy cow, this is an issue. This is an issue for the series right now, because as it stands, there needs to be a certain level of realism as to how the protagonist is able to take down one of the villains or antagonists, because if not, then it borders on the, oh snap, no, that was BS. So there needs to be a certain amount of believability of like, okay, that kind of makes sense. And considering the fact that, again, he just bodied all the captains, now we're rearranging things and whatnot, it also makes so that moments that probably Tabata should have used sooner are being used now and are looking a little bit useless. Because one of the things that I constantly praise about Black Clover as it stands right now, with this latest arc at the very least, is Magna's moment with Dante. Magna had one of the most best moments of all of this whole entire stuff with the demons and whatnot, and it was unexpected because who's expecting something crazy like that from Magna? I'm just expecting like a side fight might be dope or whatever, but for him to catch something that extreme, you gotta say, okay, it must have been valid. It must have been a pretty freaking awesome, notable fight in order for you to give it that crown. And one of the things out of that was the fact that, okay, it felt like it was supposed to be a double deal. If Magna went off to train with Zora, then upon returning with the training, not only Magna's supposed to have an epic fight and an epic moment, but Zora as well. And we've been waiting for Zora's moment. I've been like, okay, this is going to be a humongous moment then, because at this particular point, like, it needs to happen if it's going to happen. And then ultimately we got Zora, what had happened last chapter. Now this chapter, his combo with Miru, and in this chapter it dives even further, because pretty much all of the magic that was collected from Zora and that counterattack ultimately is in his right fist, and he swings up on Lucifero. And yet again, to Lucifero's credit, holy cow, like, it just kind of ratified, like, it ratified the shit out of Zora. You can see like it made his whole arm freaking, probably the nerves go crazy and all that stuff, and then it kind of just pushed back Lucifero a little bit. But that was with using a giant technique like that, and it almost feels like that is being pushed as this was the Zora moment, and I hope to God that it's not, because that is once again poking into the whole problem that we're having now. Now it's become a serious problem of Lucifero is really strong. He's been shown to be really strong, so if something credible doesn't happen in order to take him out, it's going to come across as me and my friends, just me and my friends, like, it's gonna be bad. And following even using that technique, it's like Yami and Nacht tag Niru and Zora out. They're like, yo, y'all did your thing, move over now. And I'm just kind of like, yo, wow. So it's looking like, and unless there's more to it, which just still possibly could, Zora's not completely out of the fight yet, but it's looking more like Magna got the better exchange, got the better end of the deal between him and Zora, because, yeah, look, Magna had a great fight, and Zora just kind of tried to use some anti-shit, and he locked punches with Lucifero for a moment, and there it was, the big Zora moment. Whoa, that was terrible, and I hope to God that there's more for Zora, because Zora, that was terrible. And I love how he tried to play it off like, yeah, I did my thing, when Zora's on the ground there with Nero, and he's like, okay, now it's time for, y'all the superiors, it's time for y'all to show out and all that. I'm just like, oh, what did you do? I mean, you gave them a moment. Hey, you stalled for time. You really, And I love how once they jumped in and they had like this combo thing that would look so dope in the anime. Like that looks like that was made for some type of animation. Lucifero gets cut on his arm, and interestingly enough, the cut looked like a clover. And I don't know if that was, you know, the art itself, if that was a mistake or whatever, but it looked like he had like a 3-leaf, I think it was 3 or 4-leaf clover cut on his arm. And I was like, okay, let's get into it. I mean, despite the fact that, again, Nacht is technically a vice captain. He's vice captain to Yami, and ultimately Yami, yeah, he's been the strongest, but still, all of the captains combined, using also Asta at the time, threw themselves at Lucifero. Despite the fact of what's been set up there, still, you know what I'm saying, Lucifero should be easy money for the most part against maybe everyone. I guess Yami because he's the strongest. But still, how much stronger is Yami than all of them? Than Nozel, Mario, Leona, Fuegoleon, all of them. And I love when Lucifero talks more shit, gives a little bit more character. I think we should definitely dive more into his character. That's something that Tabata is missing out on. But nevertheless, I love when he went wild and he was just running his mouth on like, yo, dog. Y'all have potential maybe to beat me. Like, y'all dope. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all dope. I rocks with y'all, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's why I'm gonna kill y'all. I'm gonna kill your family. I'm gonna kill. And he went down a list of he's gonna kill everybody that they know. And I was like, woo, you talking a lot of smack, and at the end of the day, you're getting the job done, though. And that's the difference. That's what makes it even more epic and builds even more on the epicness of his character. The fact that, no, he is handling business right now to the point where, amongst all of that going on, we get some panels of Asta and Yuno once again getting back up because, you know, shonen main protagonist type of deal. They're going to be in the final clash, which, interestingly enough, is said the final battle at the end of this chapter. So, could this be the final battle in the massive war against this monster? Could it be the final battle of Black Clover of all time? And yeah, the chapter ended off where it seems as though now they're going to try and do a 4v1. Yami, Nacht, Asta, and Yuno versus the lonely Lucifero that's going to, I ain't going to lie, I feel like Lucifero's still going to cut through them like butter. Like, this is a great team, and of course, Asta is the main objective, like getting the anti-magic dude to hit him. But ultimately, I don't know, this is freaking crazy. Definitely, I'd say that Tabata created an issue that it has to be believable. I don't freaking know. It needs to be like all 4 of them hit him at once after coming up with the greatest strategy of all time, and because of the anti-magic mixed with the dark magic and all that stuff, somehow, some way, it creates enough of a powerful attack to put him down, because if not, it's kind of like nani sore. But I'm very curious what you guys think about all this. How do you think it's going? Do you think that this is a serious problem right now that Tabata made Lucifero too damn strong? Your thoughts on how things are going? Definitely feels like, yeah, if they say final battle, we're at the tail end of everything going down right now. And your overall thoughts and expectations for the Black Clover manga with chapter 325 and beyond. Yeah, 4-on-1, yo, dog. You can't beat them, don't join them, jump them. I love the motto, and it seems as though our peoples is rocking with it. Let's go. That's all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga and life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and yeah, it's gonna be an issue. Let's go. Also, by the way, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. You know, we talk about anime and manga here all the time. Have an awesome one.
So just go to